Hey guys, so today in this video, it's gonna be a different one. I don't know why I'm smiling because this is actually a true story. So I'm gonna be doing a story time about the time I almost got kidnapped. Is it an exaggeration? Yes, it is. I'm not gonna lie. It's like kind of an exaggeration, but that's okay. But it's a pretty funny story and it's also kind of scary because I'm not even kidding, I was actually low-key fearing for my life. So I just thought I'd share. It's a Friday night. I got that Halloween blanket. Halloween! Okay, anyway, okay. So basically our story begins with me and my sister. Okay, my sister is 2 years older than me. And this happened like 2 years ago actually. So basically, my neighborhood, I'm just going to give a little diagram, if you will. I'm sorry I look so bad today, but you know, it's okay. And just to give like a little, idea of what our neighborhood looked like. It was like you went up a road and then there was like some turns and then there was like a big hill and then a turn and then another big hill and then like our development. So basically our development, we walked, down our street and then down the first big hill and then we were walking around the curve and to the other big hill. So the big hill is right about here and we're like here. And there's these two men and also just so you know, my sister had a phone in like a little purse and also we had our dog with us. So that's just so you know. So we were just going for like a walk, just like a chill, like walking our dog on a nice summer morning or something. I don't really know when it was. But yeah. This is the big hill and their car was like right here, right? They're sitting in the front seat and they look at us like we made eye contact, like I'm making eye contact with this camera right now, this instant. We make eye contact with them, they look at each other, they nod, and they start driving. Like, I'm not kidding, this was one of the scariest moments of my life because it was like slow motion. It was like they looked at us, they looked at each other, and they nodded. Like, why would you do that? Like, yes, were they trying to kidnap us? Maybe not. But like that, I'm sorry, but like if anyone saw that, like that honestly like freaked me out. Like they looked at us and like it was like slow motion. Like they looked at us, and me and Skylar, that's my sister Skylar, they kind of were like, wait. And then they looked at each other and nodded and we were like, and then they started driving towards us, right? So we're probably like a couple feet away from them at the moment. Also, sorry, I'm wearing no face makeup right now. But that's okay. So we were like really freaked out. So my sister gets out her phone because they're like driving slow. It's not like they like drove past us. They're driving slow. Because what we did was obviously we turned around. Because if you keep going, not down the hill, if you just keep going straight, there's a whole nother development. Our neighborhood was very large. So there's a whole nother development and then you can end up going to a lake. We lived on a lake and there was another lake down there. So like obviously like that's creepy. Like we're not just going to keep walking past you, Because like also like what if they like grabbed us in the car and just like shoved us in the trunk? So then my sister like takes out her phone, her little iPhone 4. I'm just kidding, it was probably an iPhone. I don't know what it was. Anyway, she takes out her iPhone and she starts calling my mom. And we're like, okay, like mom, like these guys are like kind of like creeping us out because they're like, we like low-key explained it, but like we're like also like scared because we didn't know if they had like their windows open or anything like that. So they start like following us like low-key. And then all of a sudden, like this is where it gets actually very funny because leading up to this, I was shaking. I was afraid. All of a sudden, like there's the hill, obviously, like I said, there's a big hill and then like you go into the curve, right? There's houses along the curve, And there's this one house and it was like someone I'm guessing like 20 years old or something. He was working on his fence, it looked like, because his fence was like open, like it had an opening because it wasn't completely done. So he was working on it outside. So why were we so freaked out? I don't know. But yeah, he was out there, but like we weren't really paying attention. We were kind of just focusing on the people that we thought were going to steal us. So then all of a sudden, their like mini like pug freaking runs out from the opening in the fence and starts attacking us. Like literally freaking attacking us. Like not even just a little like it was like literally full-blown an assault. So then the people that were like following us, we start screaming because this dog, like my sister actually had like bite marks and scratches on her leg. And our dog, by the way, we had a German Shepherd. So those dogs are like kind of like not like huge, but they're built. And so we're like, oh my god. So we start like screaming. We're like, go, like get your dog and stuff. The guy like starts coming out and he's like cursing at us. He's like, why? And we're like, he's like blaming it on us. We're like, we're freaking taking a walk, almost getting kidnapped. Can you let us live? Like, So then the people like drive away because we're like screaming at the top of our lungs, and I don't know if they thought that it was like because of them, because this dog was like a pug, like he's tiny. So I don't know if they saw the dog or they were just like, I hear them screaming, I'm gonna quickly skirt. So then my dog actually, like, you know, like dogs have like the pads on the bottom of their feet. Hers actually got like ripped because of the dog was so aggressive. He's biting at her ankles. I'm honestly just running away. See you later, Skylar. I'm not gonna lie, it was not one of my best sister moments. I kind of just like skirt. I was just like, just like started like running away. And so then, oh my god, I'm really cold right now. So then we're like, oh my god, this dog is like freaking attacking us. The guy is like trying to get his dog away, but he literally can't control it. This pug is like freaking King Kong over here, like the little King Kong of the neighborhood. So then my mom is like walking down, but like I I described the diagram, like it's not like a small neighborhood. Like she would have to go down the hill, around the curve. Like it was like an intense thing, you know? So then she's like obviously she knew like we were in a little predicament. And so then we're like, we start getting in a fight with the guy because we're like, yo, listen, man, like, you can't just, like, let your dog loose, and, like, be like, I totally understand, because my dog has done that, too, where, like, they, like, run out accidentally into the road, you know, no big deal. But, like, I understand, like, even as a pet owner, like, I understand, like, a dog running, like, you know, running. But, like, it was the way he was being so rude to us and saying, and our dog was extremely protective. She was not aggressive. She was the cutest, friendliest, sweetest dog. She's unfortunately passed. But she was, like, the sweetest dog ever. And, like, she would never be aggressive. But when you see a dog coming up to someone that you're protective of, you're obviously going to retaliate. So that's what she was doing. She was, like... So, like, obviously, like, she wasn't about to be like, oh, hey, girl, let me sniff your booty, like, chase tails. No, she was, like, ready to, you want to go? And we've had her since we were, like, 2 years old, so she's very protective of us. Like, she was very protective. We were family. I'm getting emotional, man. So then, long story short, this, like, 20-year-old is, like, freaking cursing at us, and, like, 2 years ago, because I believe it was 2 years ago, I'm 15 right now, I was 13, and it was in the beginning of the summer. Like, I remember we went for, like, a summer walk, and it was in the beginning of the summer. My birthday's at the end of the summer, so I was most likely 12. 12 years old, I didn't even know what curse words were. No, I'm just kidding. I knew what curse words were, but, like, for someone to be saying them, it was like, excuse me? So, yeah. So then we're, like, we, like, walk by, and we're like, yo, like, that's, like, so not cool. So we walk away and my mom like meets us down, and then our dog, like, it was like very emotional. Actually, I was crying very hard because, like, first of all, it was a very scary experience with the whole men looking, nodding, following, and then the next thing is like, it's like very nerve-wracking when you're getting attacked by a dog. Like, it's not just like, you're so cute, like, no, like, it was like a frightening experience. So I'm crying, and then, like I said, my dog's pad like on the bottom of her feet had like ripped or something. They got cut. So then we're walking into my house, and like on our hardwood floors, like we see these like splotches of blood. So then we're freaking out, thinking that she has something in her stomach that's like bleeding, gushing blood. That's what I was thinking. I don't know about them, but I'm thinking that she has moments to live. I was mistaken. But like, yeah, she just like, the pads of her feet were ripped open, and like obviously, like, especially when you're younger, like blood is extreme. You think, oh my god, death. So, yeah. So then basically the next day, my mom was really upset because he handled it so unnicely, so unkind, so unmaturely. And my sister's 2.5 years older than me, so if I was 12, she was most likely 14. So to have, like, you know, like, we looked like children. Like, I already look like I'm, like, 12 right now, so imagine what I looked like back then. I don't look mature for my age. So, like, it was just, like, very scary. So then I started crying, and then my mom the next day went to his house, because if you're going out of our neighborhood, you have to go through, like, next to his house. So my mom went, and his dad was there. Sweet old man, love him. And, well, I've never had a conversation with him except for then. My mom goes out of the car, and she's like, listen, like, you know, I totally understand. My mom is such a sweet person. She's like, I totally understand, like, if, like, you have an incident where your dog, like, runs, like, that's fine. I even, like, everyone, like, trains their dogs differently. Like, that wasn't it. But she's like, but, like, your son, or whoever it was, started, like, cursing at my daughters, and, like, they're young. Like, it wasn't even their fault. So, like, you know, like, just, like, make sure, like, he doesn't do that again, please. Or, like, something like that. I don't really remember, but, you know, whatever. So we skirted off. It was a good time, all good. I've never seen those men ever again, and that's the creepy thing. Like, I know, obviously when you live in a development, you know the people that live in your neighborhood and such. So like, it was like a very, very scary experience. So honestly though, like, I'm like one of those people that thinks that there's signs and like that God does things that help us, like everything happens for a reason. So like that dog, even though yes, we were attacked by it, he might have saved us from the men. You get. Okay, so that was my story about how I almost got kidnapped and then saved by getting attacked by a dog. But we're just gonna call it how I almost got kidnapped. Hee. So yeah, that's all I have for today. So if you guys enjoyed, make sure to give it a big thumbs up and subscribe down below. And yeah, have a great day, guys.